right, good morning, church. This is my second take on this video. Ava told me that the first one was a little too long, so we're gonna trim this one down a little bit because I found in the first video that I was trying to tell you all what my sermon was about tomorrow, and maybe let me just say, it's a really good sermon. I'm really excited about what we're talking about tomorrow, so I'm just gonna leave it there, let you come to church, be curious, but it's a special day. I will say this, we're starting a new cycle with the narrative lectionary. The narrative lectionary is what we use here at Irving Park. It's what I designed my preaching around. It runs from September all the way through May. It ends on Pentecost. And what it's doing is it's telling the grand story of the Bible. We're not just looking at stories in the Bible, but we're looking at those stories and trying to place them in context of what's come before, of what's coming next, and trying to put it into this grand story of God's love. And I think one of the most amazing things that emerges when we look at Scripture this way is that we understand that Scripture is an open-ended story. We're not reading a book that tells us everything that's close-ended, where you just have to read the story once, and once you do that, you never have to touch it again. We continually come back to Scripture because when we come back understanding that there's an open-ended quality to it, we actually realize that we are written into this story. We can flip through the pages of the Bible and actually see our picture, our image there in Scripture, see our names written there in Scripture. And every time I come back to Scripture, every time I come back to this grand narrative of God's love that the Bible is showing us, I always find new ways of seeing myself written into these pages. And so tomorrow we start it all over again, and I'm really excited about that. Fittingly, we're going to be starting with creation, and we're going to be talking about how we bear the image of God and trying to find some new ways of understanding what that might mean. There's a lot of other things going on at church tomorrow too that I want you to be thinking about, praying about, be aware of. Our children's Sunday school class is starting up tomorrow. That's going to be exciting. We're going to offer a prayer over our children and teachers and volunteers at the conclusion of service tomorrow, commissioning them for the important work that they're starting out to do. We're going to be able to sign up for pumpkin patch service tomorrow, so bring your calendars. There's going to be a big pumpkin in the narthex, a pumpkin sign, and you can go up there and write down the times that you want to serve at the pumpkin patch, because that's coming around the corner really soon. We're also going to be able to sign up for our first Wednesday night at church, which is coming in just a couple weeks, and I'm really excited about the speaker that we've got. We didn't have this last week. It took a little time to confirm it, but we've got Dr. Lacey Warner, who's a professor at Duke, who's going to be coming to talk with us about the meaning of the mission, and she's written some amazing books about just what makes the Methodist mission in this world so unique and so vital. So there's just so much going on, but really it's not about how busy we are. When we come together tomorrow at the corner of Cone and Lafayette, we're coming to rest in God's presence and God's grace, to even find our name written into this grand story of God's love. And I promise you, it's there. Your name is there. So I look forward to seeing you tomorrow morning. Till then, peace and God bless.